World War II Era Stories. According to Reddit. Number 11. He never said much, but he did talk about throwing explosives of some kind into a river to catch fish. He was in the South Pacific and was a Marine. I just remember another one. He did not smoke, so he traded his cigarettes until he had enough for a typewriter so that he could type his letters to his wife and my mom, his daughter, who was born after he went to war. It will benefit us all for me to clarify that the question being asked is, what stories do your grandparents have of times from World War II? There it is. Hello to everybody in the chat. Here's hoping your day has been one that you can, at the very least, claim to be mostly through. Number 10. My grandmother was a Jew in a Nazi concentration. I don't even want to say it. It's a disgusting thing made by disgusting people. And I'm pretty sure I'm not even supposed to say this word on YouTube because even talking about things that have occurred is a big no-no. Oh. It's funny that I can't really do anything on this site. What happened? My grandmother was a Jew in a Nazi concentration camp. She was pretty much certain to die because she didn't have a job and she wasn't cunning enough to survive on her own. It was rough. One day, some local farmers in Russia bought her to work for them during the day. So she would go to the farm, work during the day, and come back at night. The farmers would feed her and clothe her, and they also helped her sneak food into the camp. Often. She would sneak soups into the camp to give to her friends and to her family. The farmers were endless in their kindness and helped her survive until the Nazis were defeated and everyone was released. My grandmother was reunited with her family and lived a long life until she died last year. Without the farmers' kindness, I don't think I would be here today. Well, wow. Pretty intense, to say the least. Hello to those of you saying hello in the chat. Hope you're having a wonderful day, evening. And if you're listening to this after it went up, I hope that things aren't tearing you apart inside. Wake me up inside. Number 9. My grandpa stormed the beaches of Normandy, and he lived to tell the tale. Afterwards, when things calmed down and they had left France, he ran off for about a week to another country and had some fun. I went back to Pointe du Hoc with him for a Rangers reunion with my family several years ago. Now that was powerful. Standing in the same area with your grandpa and family where he stormed the beaches. Boy, that's like winning the lottery times a billion. You survived Pointe du Hoc? Boy. Well, if it isn't Haru. I happen to know that something monumental, at least according to Splatoon players, went down recently in that game. It's interesting to see that she's here, considering I imagine that to be that girl's life. It's nice to see you, Haru. Jackie is saying, sorry I couldn't tune in yesterday. Girl, guys, these lists are here when you need them. And I am reaching a point where it's becoming difficult for me to even stream consistently at the same time, for which I apologize. Haru says I played Splatoon all day yesterday. Good lord. Number 8. My granduncle was part of the cleanup crew in Japan after the Battle of Leyte. So, after all the fighting was done, they'd send his unit to clear all of the bodies of the fallen Japanese. He said that they would loot their bodies. They would take treasures like knives and swords and gold off of the teeth. That they would then put their bodies on a giant landing craft, the kind that open up on a beach, and take them out to sea to dispose of them. He says he'll never forget watching the sharks just go to town on the dead. It haunts him to this day. Oh, jeez. That's a pretty gnarly entry. I guess I'll upvote that. I'll have some of that. I'll take that, thank you. Alright, sorry. I am not bolstered by the fact that this is what happened, but when people are dead, I guess they're dead, so, we will nourish the earth in our own time. My tongue's starting to bother me again. So I need to go out and get the Oragel before it gets too bad. Unless I should be getting something else for my tongue to make it so that it actually heals, because I remember the Oragel only being a numbing agent, as opposed to something that would actually do the healing, like an antibiotic. But what am I supposed to do? Go to a doctor? Someone Wonderland. It says, Allison in Wonderland, I hope the Kyle voice soothes me while I hope the Kyle voice soothes me while I had to water my dog in the park. So I'm just going to let that cursed comment hang in the air. And, whatever you guys want to do with it, you're free to do it. There it is. A lot of people are asking me lately if I have Venmo. I don't know what that is, but I recognize that it's some manner of cash, thing. And all I have is PayPal. And I always say, if you can't PayPal or, Streamlabs donate, and you can't click the join button or something, and you just want to throw something my way, look for something cheap on the wish list. Is it really beginning already with my tongue? That's scary. That's scary. So I'm going to go ahead and need to get that Oragel soon, because I don't want this to be another whole scenario with my tongue. I wonder how many of you were even here for the last time I had tongue issues. My gosh. Number 7. My grandfather joined up in 1943 when he turned 18 years old. He was stationed on a Pacific island where he basically became a Radar O'Reilly. Interesting name. His family were Mennonites, so he was a conscientious objector. He was a medic, a clerical worker, a cook, a ditch digger, a driver. Excuse me. The old hiccup burp combination. Does that count as a gross Kyle noise? You guys be the judge. He was a medic, a clerical worker, a cook, a ditch digger, and anything else that people asked him to be. Nice. Most of the time was spent cleaning up after everyone else and watching for air raids by the Japanese Air Force. Ain't nothing crazy like living in a time where people can actually just fly overhead and drop bombs on your ass and that's the end of your life. Isn't that wild? Lawyer says, awesome. I need to iron my dog and fold him. Do you do this often, Kyle? I see what you all are doing now. Maybe you guys should gravitate away from the dog, though. Dog isn't the definition of random. Because that earlier comment wasn't actually brain breaking. It was just the type of comment that's like, did your fingers get away from you and your phone didn't know how to autocorrect? Linda says, I'm ready to hear Kyle's lisp again. I'm not. Let's not. And say that I did. What if a disgusting mosquito bit me on my tongue in my sleep? Because I can't get away from them now. Soon I will be paid, and soon the path will be made for me to lay a trap so sweet for mosquitoes to lick and suck my teat. But wait, you dead, you trapped instead inside a cage, and sticky page will be so lain upon the ground that when you touch it, make no sound that I can hear, 'cause it's so small. You scream and wail, But I'm 6 feet tall. I can't hear that. You suck my balls. And I skeet upon these walls and drown you in the toilet deep. And skeet upon the sheet around the dia, so when she wakes, an outline my skeet doth make. She will writhe and quiver and shake and say, why not on me? Okay, look, that's better than the whole list. Good thing nobody knows how to clip anything. Number 6. One grandfather was in the AIF fighting in the jungles of Papua New Guinea. Okay, sorry. One grandfather was in the AIF fighting in the jungles of Papua New Guinea on the infamous Kokoda track. Is that pronunciation up your alley? Human being says, Kyle, did you know that if you flex when a mosquito is biting you, that it will explode? Usually you don't know a mosquito's bitten you until after, because they dull the area with the, what's the word? I like to just call it paralysis juice. Paralysis juice. The numbing agent. Paralysis juice. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I'm tired. Allison says, Kyle would be really good talk show host. You know, these are the types of comments I expect out of you guys. I don't know, like your first week. I love you though, that's super sweet. I like it. Maybe you guys mentioning it often will make it so that one day some talk show guy will be in here going, wait a minute, these people really seem to hate this up. Get that guy on the ringer, because it'll be the 40s. And they refer to phones as ringers. A big part of why this list was so late was because the suspension band for my microphone snapped. So my microphone was kind of hanging at a very awkward angle, about to fall out of its little suspension bing bong. So I had to get a genuine rubber band and then a fine enough instrument to string it, to string the needle, so to speak. What a bucket of crap. You know, isn't that a very entertaining anecdote? Let me continue. One grandfather was in the AIF fighting in the jungles of Papua New Guinea on the infamous Kokoda track. He had nightmares about his experiences for the duration of his life and only spoke about it to me briefly when I was a kid. He mentioned that he would often cut his own path through the thick jungle because the Japanese would hide up in the trees and ambush them. He wasn't a fan of the bully beef and was constantly soaked because of the torrential rain and mud. He never smoked, but would win cigarettes off of his mates in card games and then light them and hang them from the entrance to the tent to keep the swarms of mosquitoes away. He also coldly told me that the Japanese killed all his friends. He helped build some of the jungle runways. Jesus. He helped build some of the jungle runways for the American planes to later land. He said that once the Americans came, things began to improve. My other grandfather was in the Royal Navy in the Arctic convoys, delivering much-needed supplies to Russians in Murmansk. Winston Churchill described the convoys as the worst journey in the world. My grandfather initially put his life jacket on as trained to do, when one of the other soldiers laughed and told him, "Don't worry about it, son. You'll freeze to death in under a minute anyway." They often had to chip away the thick ice on ships to prevent them from capsizing. My God. His ship was involved in numerous battles against larger, heavier armed German ships, as well as U-boats and planes. He told me how his ship had to use its last remaining torpedo to scuttle fellow crippled Royal Navy ship HMS Edinburgh. which was carrying heaps of gold bullion from Stalin to prevent it from slipping into enemy hands. The gold was later salvaged in the 1980s. Someone's getting a history boner to this. But it's not exactly the type of list that I know Stack Cheddar would be interested in. What's the craziest scenario you were in with your ex sexually? Oh my God. Allison says, I knew a guy that this happened when he attacked in Pearl Harbor. All of his friends died and he only survived because he was asleep and they didn't know he was there. Well, it's pretty fucked up. I was in a situation like that once. Played this game called Anthem. Had no idea what I was getting into. That's right. I'm a veteran. This guy says, Yo Kyle. Though I don't remember much of my uncle's service, I do know that his leg got fucked up during battle to where that shit had to eventually get cut off. It's pretty brutal. Pretty unfortunate. But I'll tell you what a lost leg is better than a lost life. If you gotta take a limb off to keep living, you know, say goodbye to that limb every time. Unless it's the main limb that makes you a man. The man limb. The lamb. No? The lamb. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Holy is the Lamb, with the Lord up above. Sorry, I can't fucking. You are at your throne, and you are God alone. And right now, number 5. In the good times and bad, we will share you. You have all the glory. Number 5, my great-grandfather. Can I have a stream where I just make up like a really long Christian song? Just flows into like all of this different crap like it's all one song. Number 5, my great-grandfather never talked about the war until he had a stroke. We knew he had a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, but we didn't know how he got them. He was just a private. And he'd had enough of the military when the war was over. Bing bong. After the stroke, he seemed to loosen up. He laughed about sighting rifles in by shooting at chickens. He showed us pictures of him in front of the Eiffel Tower. It turns out he was occupation force. Ended up occupying an area near Berlin that became involved in the Battle of Bulge. There's a Battle of Bulge going on in my pants. There's a Battle of Bulge going on in my... Apparently, while he was fighting, some sort of explosive blew off his buddy's leg. So Grandpa did what anyone else would do and threw his buddy over his shoulder to get him to the medical tent. This included running across a field in the line of sight of German machine gun nests. He was shot in the leg, and some more shrapnel ended up in his chest. Somehow Grandpa and his buddy survived, and we thought he was embellishing it, but the Bronze Star paperwork included a report that we found after he passed away. 2 higher-ups signed the story, confirming that it was true. So I guess I have to believe it. What a dick! Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Are you ever going to do something as heroic as that? I guess I have to believe it. He told us it wasn't that big of a deal because he was a badass. Your grandfather was a bigger man than you were. And that he didn't deserve all of the medals for what he did. What a badass indeed. Rest in peace, Gramps. I got a Battle of Bulge going on in my pants right now. Damn it. I am Bulge alone. And in my pants, through the good times and bad. Bulge. A bulge for you and me. A bulge for you and me. Number 4. My grandfather would talk about the training time with his unit while being transported. Oh, commas, how do they work? But mostly, I can't, but mostly about a little kid he was helping feed in China after Japan surrendering. He would just think aloud about what happened to him and if he was all right. Oh boy. He never talked about combat. I did walk into his house once, and the History Channel was on a show about the USMC graveyard on Okinawa, and he was crying. Oh.
Poor man.
That sucks. That sucks. Number 3. My grandfather befriended a German family during the war. They would cook him meals, and the mother would wash his clothes. One day he loaded up a box with eggs and used toilet paper to make sure that they didn't break. The next day, there was a note in the laundry thanking him for the eggs. But an even bigger thank you note for the toilet paper. They hadn't had any in years.
Aww,
Oh,
that's so nice.
that's so crazy, you know? When you don't think about shit like how we don't have how we don't consider certain things a luxury until we imagine life without it. I hope none of you ever end up without ass wipes. It's not the way to live. It's not the way to live. Number 2. Grandfather was drafted, broke his femur in basic training, spent the entirety of World War II behind a desk in Oklahoma processing logistics and supply chain management requests. But, well, this story isn't very heroic, and look how highly it's upvoted. I have to believe that this person just entered this thing, early, and, because we didn't have much else to go on, and people just upvoted this. Somebody says crazy when a broken leg saves your life. There's no guarantee the guy would have died. It's just very highly likely. Oh, man. Somebody says my grandfather was scheduled to storm the beach on D-Day. Jesus. He managed to dodge this because his sergeant or some higher up got shit-faced the night before and messed everything up. It's likely that alcohol saved his life. What a way to look at it, guys. Come on. You can't be looking at things like that.
I mean, if something is going to prevent you from dying in the future...
You say it like that, okay? You say it like that. Can you imagine if, I'm just going about my day and a gay man stops me and goes, Kyle, I'll suck your dick right now. I'll suck it, Kyle. And I'm like, ugh. What's wrong with you? Unless you gonna pay me, I don't want none of that. Anyway, as I continue to start walking away from this gay man, let's say that a anvil and a piano or some other cliche falls out of the sky, and it narrowly misses me. So technically, will that gay man have saved my life? And he'll look back at me and he'll go, I saved your life. Don't I deserve a reward? He makes that noise. It's not me. It's the gay guy.
Yeah,
so
it's the gay guy. Thank you for...
it's not a gross Kyle noise.
So,
Nope.
So amazing. Give this man an Oscar.
Yeah. Nick says I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. Somebody give me $20 and then give me something gay to say. Come on. You got it. Give me the gay thing to say, man. What are you gonna do? I'm not scared.
You should have the...
I am so comfortable with my sexuality.
Who cares about your sexuality? YouTube.
One time I was watching some people getting it on, and they were a girl and a guy, and it lingered on a dude for a long time. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm kidding. No. Yeah, dude. Yeah, can you imagine? Like, you're super hetero only if when you watch porn and it shoots to the guy, you just stop mid-stroke. Get it off of the man. This isn't cool. This angle sucks. Fucking missionary from behind. What the hell is this? Light of the world. Okay. Number 1 on the list of World War II era stories. It wasn't snotty enough for a gross Kyle noise, guys. Sorry. Okay. It's just my grandpa very likely, is that what that says?
You tried.
My grandpa very rarely talked about it, but he was in the Pacific in World War II. He caught malaria and was sent to a hospital ship to recover. The Japanese sunk the ship. So he floated for like 10 hours clinging to the wreckage with active malaria before finally being rescued. And after all that, he re-enlisted and fought in the Korean War as well. What a gangster-ass try-hard. What a gangster-ass try-hard. Somebody says, what a badass. That's exactly how I feel. Oh boy. Danica says, what does missionary from behind even mean? God bless your ignorant heart. I was speaking contextually about, how I'm so comfortable with my sexuality that, I could be watching a girl on guy, flick and, enjoying it, and that when it lingers on an angle that I find less than appealing, that I am so comfortable with my sexuality that I wouldn't stroke. Isn't a joke funnier when you explain it, guys? Missionary is a sexual position, where the girl is on, what are you asking this for? You trying to get this channel struck? Like, what? Look it up.
Yeah.
Damn it. Missionary from behind, Or is the phrase weird to her, like the angle of the camera? Is that what the confusion is? Because I mean, like, there's missionary, what you would call POV, where it's either looking up at the guy or looking at the girl. But from behind, since missionary has the girl on her back, it would be behind the dude's back, which would mean I'm getting nothing but man ass cheek. English ain't that hard. You guys can understand things. All right. Everybody else was right there with me. How about that? Damn it. You people. I don't understand, Kyle. Can you explain it further? You see, a camera is a device. Like, no. Microsoft is adding a mod to support certain Windows Store games. Riveting. This is news. Border Control used 3 American children to bait their immigrant mother into Chicago out of hiding.
Chicago is a sanctuary city. They can't go in there and take her by force. So the fact that they did that is disgusting.
Because Chicago's a sanctuary city. They say this is not even the continent of normal. This is something else.
That's gross.
This is something else. What happens when we get a new president?
We hope that he's not as bad as
He's not insane? I mean, what the hell is this?
Isn't that kind of sad, the fact that, our standards are so low as far as, like, you can't be any worse than this president?
Who could be worse?
I don't know, and I hope that we never get
Like,
to see that.
there's like incompetence. There's like a lack of grace and a lack of tact. But I feel like a person who can't, at the very least, make people not hate them more. That's like so easy, dude. If people are going to hate you, they're going to hate you. Don't give them reason to hate you more. Bruh, it's like, damn. And with every appearance the dude makes, guess what else, guys? I'm like, wow. Public freak out. Man steals champagne and tries to escape on a push bike. Now this is what I'm talking about. Did he try this in France? When the moon hits your eye, I'm just an old man, that's amore. Why didn't he push his ass over? That's a nice guy. That's a nice guy. Because you're a thief.
I don't know who either of those two people are, but definitely not your choice, Rhea. Definitely not that one.
Rhea says if only it could be Jeff McAfee. You mean that insane man? You mean Captain Insanity? Dude.
Do you remember that picture of
I saw my...
ago where he was in a hospital and apparently he had been poisoned?
Yes, dude. That's a life. He was hospitalized for possibly being poisoned. Like, this dude has genuine enemies. You know what I mean? That are following him around like his life is an anime. Fuck me. That guy's really living a really stupid life, dude. Like, you had so much money and, like, you pissed it away dumber than, like, a musician would. And here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. A lot of us are living a life where we convince ourselves we're, boom, baby, we got some motherfucking money because we've known what it's like to scrounge and struggle and scrape to survive. We sure as hell aren't just gonna piss a lot of that money away. And others of us think to ourselves we're at least so smart, we are intelligent enough to where if we got some money, yeah, maybe we don't know how to budget it, maybe we don't know, the best way to make sure that money doesn't just trickle away until we're broke. At least we can probably hire someone, if not Google search well enough, to learn to invest that money so that some of that money makes money back. Sometimes it's as simple as buying fucking property, finding some people relevant enough to, rent it out, and then having that money constantly coming back at you. Now, this dude was not somebody that was born into wealth, so, like, they don't know the value of it, and of course they just threw it all away. This dude accumulated it, and then went to live like a pimp-ass fucking king, over where the law is really not watching you, with young girls living in his pad that he was paying live-in prostitute. Look, go watch yourself a John McAfee freaking documentary, because I don't know what was going on in that man's life. Okay? That was wonderful, what I was watching. But it was the biggest showcase of foolishness I'd ever in my life seen. If any character were living the life of a cartoon character, it'd be John McAfee. It was like an episode of South Park from start to finish, that documentary, man. John McAfee. Or McAfee, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Hasn't he said it?
He probably doesn't know from day to day. So much drugs. So much drugs.
Does that mean that drug lord life?
Living a fever dream life. Okay, fight at Burger King, not safe for work. Uh-oh. Staged fight for teacher's birthday surprise. No thanks. Isn't this exactly what they were saying don't post on this subreddit?
Yes.
Staged fights. Is that a public freakout? Not sure it is. Not sure that it is. Haley's like,
Sup, Kyle? How are you? Da 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 da.
I'm alright, Haley. What's going on with them dots?
Wait, did he kill his neighbor?
Who?
McAfee.
Is that what Rhea's saying?
No,
He's on the run again. Out on the open. This nigga's living the pirate life for real.
He's gonna...
You'll never catch me. I'm John McAfee. Oh, the internet sucks out here. I'm kidding.
Stripes is sleeping.
Yeah, Stripes is sleeping, so I'm not seeing anybody spamming my favorite new emoji. Oh my gosh.
Well, she doesn't spam. She uses them appropriately.
Yeah, she uses them like, like cards in a Yu-Gi-Oh game. Like she's going straight for the health points.
I now apply fucking monkey face in defense mode.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And everybody's like, wow, that was the perfect time to use that. Young lady freaks out on older guy about body odor. Damn! Oh my god, what the fuck? Yo! Yo!
What was that?
Oh! What? Yo! Why wasn't that tagged? I guess it's not that awful, right? Guy high on drugs tries to break away from police. It's not the right kind of drugs if he can't get away from the police, you know? If it was the right kind of drugs, he would just fly. He would just spread his hands and fly away. You know, how high is he if he's on a pavement right now, you know? Exactly. You get back. We ain't did shit.
Is he okay?
Which kind of drug? What?
It looked like he stomped his head.
Did he?
No, I don't know. It just looked like it. That's why I go.
He did.
Oh my gosh. No.
What the hell?
No. Okay. Well, I caught him stomping his head.
You hear everybody saying, get them phones out. Yep. That's police. And they gonna get away with it. So what does it matter? Right to the face. Y'all out here curb stomping people. My God. Oh, they really fucked up, man. They really fucked up. These do not sound like the type of people with shit to lose. I'll tell you that. They got my man's face and he out here stomping on people's heads. All right. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. They better be proud enough to hope that nobody knows where they live. Not that I condone violence ever. My God. My God, I do not condone violence. But my God, how brave are you as police officers? Yeah, you're not going to find legal trouble because the state has your back. Your cop buddies have your back. But are you immortal? Are you immortal? Do you have to sleep? I think neither of those things are what's going on. Yeah, I think you got to sleep, and I think you're not immortal. So, weird. Oh, boy. I just want to come to public freak out and watch interesting videos about women freaking out on dudes.
You don't want to marry me? Well, you know what? You can't even make me come now. You can't even make me come, bitch.
Wow. Guy attacks bus with sledgehammer. Look, man. I'm just going to sort by top. I feel like everything's probably getting deleted on these pages lately, which is unfortunate. Well, that's life. I see them ducks, guitar slinger. Hot shit. Impressive. I'm impressed by those ducks. Preacher throws himself on the floor for no apparent reason. Bam! With the Holy Ghost. Oh, he was rolling. Look at him. Whoa, is that his leg at the end? Oh, with the Holy Ghost. Oh, no, that was the little cloth. It looked like his leg in the last frame. Let me try to freeze it in the last frame. Come on. Oh, it won't let me... Bitch. Whatever. The moment the power returned, who cares? Meth goes to the wrong house. This is kind of sad. I mean,
Who are your kids? I don't even know who your kids are. I don't even know who you are.
I might end up to rejoin the member again cause I mess it up this account if I can. Reactivate my payment.
Just fucking piss off.
oh no, Miss Guitar Girl says they messed up their account, so they may have to rejoin as a... What do you mean? Oh, like they're not a subscriber anymore. Oh, I'm sorry.
You mean a sponsor?
Sponsor, you know what I mean. Yeah, sponsor, join guy. Yep. Love you guys. Happy freak out, lame. Man directs traffic during power outage. Good for him. What a hero. Not all heroes wear, dildos. Woman in Brazil throws a priest off stage.
I like how you stopped it right as I was about to get to that.
It was at this moment he knew.
No.
Okay. Oh. Yo, power of the Holy Ghost. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I think she was possessed. Satan told her to do it.
And she's like smiling up there. Do you get in trouble? This is in Brazil. Do they just kill people?
What?
Look, I remember watch people die. I think the sentence for everything is just death. Oh, bruh. Somebody said it happened during a live event and the feed was cut right after. The priest was not injured and returned to the stage to finish the mass. He said he wouldn't press charges. How biblical of him.
That's very nice of him.
That's why I said, did they confirm what compelled her to do this? You had to use the word compelled. Somebody said the power of Christ compelled her? The body of Christ is extra strong today at Mass. It's like 3 bodies inside that lady. You know what I mean? Too much blood. No. Bruh, I hate when people push religion onto other.
That was a joke.
Oh. Why, though? It looks like she's mentally ill. She could just run up on stage like that. Ugh. My man, it's FOFF says, thanks for helping me sleep, man. Well, I'm here for you. I wonder what Canadian tree fitty is. It's making my day. That's what it is. Thank you, my man. Whew. Let me see. Human chain rescue. What are they going into, like the water or something? Some lady's like,
I'm in my car. I feel safest of all. I can lock all my doors. It's the only way to live in cars.
burr, 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 burr. Sorry. Gary Numan. The fucking music, Jesus. Hilarious road rate. Okay.
What's your problem? Why are you, mate? What? What are you on about?
You knobbing?
What do you mean, what?
You fucking muppet, it's not in for that.
What?
You cunt.
What?
What?
You're hanging about like that.
Hanging about like
What? What?
I told that I went round, yeah? And then you
What did you do? What?
Yeah?
What's your problem? What? You ain't got a problem, bitch. You the one with the problem, bitch. All right, look. Man finds burglar attempting to break into house. I can't believe you've done this. Jeez, man. Oh my gosh. But he knows where you live. You gotta get the police involved. Don't say you're sorry, bitch. Oh boy, that's not right. But why are you breaking into somebody's house, man? Jeez. Hong Kong police broke the wrist of a protester who was unconscious at the time. We don't need to see that. Is this what the world has come to? These were supposed to be freakouts, damn it. Can I pay for my Slurpee? Hello? What's... Are you guys like trying to hug? What's happening here? Damn. But oh my god. Bitch. You got me bugged up. Bitch. Stop it. No. Oh my god. Clean up on aisle in the store front when you walk in. Aisle 0, bruh. Bing, bing. Citizens of Puerto Rico are not taking their government corruption lightly. Just because they light a fire doesn't mean that it's going to be anything more than a couple people standing around with some...
It's been going on for a couple of days now.
Man. You know, when they storm a building, then call me.
Well,
Alright?
right now, thanks to some of, their, like celebrities from that country. Right now they're trying to do it peacefully. Of course, even the guy that's somewhat like organizing all of the marching and rallies and such, even he understands that, you know, if things don't get done, they will have to push a little further. But as of right now, they're doing, you know, as much as peaceful marching as possible. He doesn't want, you know, for people to get hurt while he's doing these sorts of things. Like, that's
I get it. This is all making me want to toot from my butt. Oh God. So man.
Why did you say that? You're making it happen.
Man pushed and assaulted for saying not all Mexicans are rapists, not all Muslims too.
What did you say?
Well, he said not all Mexicans are struggle snugglers,
Oh my God.
and not all Muslims are biggity bombers. You know, biggity bombing is not what they all do. Nope.
Jeepers.
Red Lobster knockout. Jeez, dude tries to start a fight with a biker. Instant karma. Man came from Manchester to Brixton, London to get rushed by the McDonald's staff. Whoa. What is happening? Oh my God. No, it's just McDonald's. Get your McChicken and go. Two men strangle each other at a political rally. It's actually... Oh God. You know, whatever. Let's end the list this way. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful evening, afternoon. You'll see more of me while Dia and I get crazy with whatever new games we apparently have to get wild with. And I want to thank my sponsors for being amazing, and thank my patrons for being spectacular. See you guys soon. Stay out of trouble. Bye. Whoa! Tomorrow is free Slurpee Day at 7-Eleven. Why? It's not 7-Eleven tomorrow. Let's verify that. Let's verify that before I fill people. Let me see. Free Slurpee Day. July 11th?
So he's off by...
So it would be 7-Eleven. Tomorrow would be 7:20. What are you talking about? Bruh, of course all these channels are like killing you with ads.
Canada.
Teddy Oyama, listen, Canada is like fucking, you know, backwards land. Alright?
Oh, be nice to the
We can't observe that kind of stuff in the States. In America. You know? This place used to be cool too.
Also, he said Facebook.
Well,
He saw it on Facebook.
well, there you go. Linda got Facebook. Let me go ahead and throw that in there. Since Stripes isn't here. Alright, so guys, love you. See you later. Bye.
Bye,